So just to kind of start out with, I know everyone kind of knows this, but I was looking at what the website looked like back prior to last year, versus how it looks now, and it is mildly better. Like, it is freakishly better. So this just kind of shows. I just want to show like an evolution of what PixelMap actually looks like, our tiles, that type of thing. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was our ownership or our distribution, because I know that's something that a lot of people, like especially when they're new to the Discord, ask about pretty quickly. And I don't really have an easy way to look at that for Unwrapped. For Wrapped, it's super easy because there's so many things out there for ERC 721. And this is a picture on Dune kind of showing what the holders look like over time. And the thing that I'm trying to point out is that no matter what, like with time, we're getting more and more distribution. It's getting better and better. It's pretty obvious. You can see like when the big historical NFT thing kicked off again this year. It's pretty obvious when that happened. But yeah, it just wanted to share that. And I think most people have a link to that. I'll share some links after this. There's Dune as well as a couple other sites that you can see lots of interesting statistics about any NFT. The other part that kind of goes with that, I think this may have been John that shared it. I need to look. I apologize if it's not. But the thing that I found really interesting is that over 80% of the people holding PixelMap tiles have been holding them for at least 3 months, if not longer. And considering we relaunched in August, that is a really, really good sign. That means most of us are long-term holders. There's definitely a big difference, like especially when I started the Discord, between people like looking to flip an NFT, which is very common with I think newer NFTs, versus people collecting historical NFTs and actually wanting to hold on to them or seeing like value long term. I know this is probably kind of a boring topic, but the wrapping itself, there's lots of people. A little over half the tiles remain unwrapped. They were all purchased around August for the most part, and what that means is, to me, the way I read that, I guess, is that there are lots of holders that haven't even thought about selling yet. So, and you can see that more are wrapped fairly gradually. Full disclosure, I did wrap all of mine like very early. One of those large humps at the beginning was probably me. But I just think it's a good sign overall for the project that there's not like someone wrapping like a mountain of them and dumping them. Like nothing like that has happened this entire time since August. Another thing that I wanted to go into was just a couple of like quick highlights. Some of these are just like little things. Like one was if you look at what OpenSea looked like for us when we first relaunched, we had it named as Wrapped Pixel Map. The header was hideous because there's no images or anything set. We switched that to Pixel Map. The compression contest actually helped a lot more than I think I even realized at the time. So thank you to everyone that entered that. Not only did that mean that people can set their images up cheaper, that also means that we're able to move to 12-bit color. So you'll even notice the images added after that tend to actually look a little bit more vibrant even. So that was a really big deal. The NASDAQ tower. So that's one of the kind of like news items. I'm actually working right now. Like I literally just spoke to Branded Cities again today because I'm wanting to do that again. Hey, pause is here too. I'm wanting to do that again for NFT NYC this year. So I'm not sure yet if it will just be the NASDAQ tower or if we'll do like a variety pack. But it's definitely something. All I'm saying is like if you want to see your tile on the tower and you haven't set an image, now is now until nearing that time would be the time to do it. So we should have a pretty cool experience again for everyone. One of the things I think would be even cooler today, one of the tweet or messages that B3AR Cat had posted a while ago was just like, where is everyone from? And I think that has, it would be very cool to see that now. I think that he did that last year at some point. So we have people all over the world holding tiles. The things that I've been really excited about is seeing integrations with other NFTs or with other metaverses. One example is I can't remember who showed me, but like Aether, for example, like seeing the time capsule there was really, really cool. Another thing that I wanted to show as well, and again, I know some of this is probably a little boring, but hopefully interesting. The very top right, you can see that's our Twitter followers. And part of that, like the steepest leap there was obviously when everyone was getting very interested in historical NFTs. But the other part of that, full disclosure, is for me, I I care very much like about the technical aspects. I love doing like I love working on the tile houses, for example, and I'm a dev by nature. And one of the things that I think I realized towards the end of 2021 is that that is important, but the other part is just getting people to know about PixelMap. Like that is a huge deal. In that chart, like at the very beginning, that was basically we were still gaining followers and gaining like people finding out about PixelMap, but it wasn't something I was actively focused on. It was kind of like a if you build it, they will mysteriously find out kind of thing. And what I want to share is that is a major focus for me, especially in 2022, because the big thing about PixelMap is just its historical nature, like being from 2016. And I think for all of us, the more people that find out about it, the better for the project, the better for the community, and it's just a net good for all of us. So I'm definitely very focused on that. It's funny because Paul's RPG is actually in here. I wish that she were jobless. I would have poached her already. But I am still actively looking for a social media or community manager, that type of role. I do have a few people that have applied that I'm looking at right now. I do have one second. I'll shut my door. Adam, to your point, I I have 4 dogs and one of them is unhappy. So one moment. That one only barks if I'm presenting. It's very odd. So the other parts I wanted to talk about real quick on this picture, obviously I had the NFT NYC thing that was amazing getting to meet actually a lot of people in this Discord. I randomly bumped into Adam like in the middle of Times Square, so that was cool. And I met a lot of other people in here too there, so I'm really looking forward to that again this year. One of the things, I guess I can save it for some of the other slides because I do have like more going into it. Just a couple of the other things on there though real quick. The Sator Square, even though we haven't finished it quite yet, and we have the one that turned black and now has like a little person on it. I love the idea behind that. Just having like 25 separate people all building something together on chain is really cool. And the little random mooncat down there, that was the first mooncat that was on like a PixelMap tile. And I found out from them that he ended up being named the cartographer cat. So I just thought that was funny and cool. So this is definitely not like all the upcoming things. One of the things that I'm trying to do very intentionally is to not share or announce anything without without it being 100%. Everyone knows like last year I announced the NASDAQ tower and went back and forth, and we did end up going with it, and I think that was the right decision. I absolutely loved it, but I don't want to ever do something where I announce something and for some reason it doesn't go through. So this list is actually a lot bigger. It's just I have like, they're at like 95% most likely. So once they get to 100%, I'll definitely share more things. I do have an interview that I did with Jake Gallen. He also known as Cat Dad. I believe he's releasing that tomorrow. That was a lot of fun. I just found out he was recently named like Forbes top something. I should remember it. It was really cool. I'll have to ask and see what that thing that he got, but it was a big deal. Another thing that I want to mention as well is that we had the time capsules, which I do have a little bit more of those. I believe I've given and sold the majority of those. There's 324 total. I do need to check though. And then that was to celebrate the first 18 by 18 tiles that had an image on it. And the biggest thing there is basically to serve as an incentive to people to set images on their tiles. Because I really think that one of the things that I've seen, and I think most people in here have seen as well, is the tiles that have images on them tend to go for more than the tiles that are empty. And I think that probably, like when you're looking at a value standpoint, I think that that would be true for all of PixelMap as well. It's kind of like if you live in a subdivision and if all the other house, well, that's not a good analogy because if all the houses were blank, I think I'd be happy. But you know what I'm saying. And the other thing that I want to do there too is we're obviously going to hit more milestones, like the first 24 by 24, 32 by 32, and so on. And I don't know for sure if I will mint those as an NFT time capsule, or they may be POAPs, like POAP, just because I don't know from a gas standpoint if it'll be like it was, I think, 20 to 30 grand to mint the 18 by 18, so it would be quite a bit for a 60, like 64 by 64, and I somehow have a typo on the 63 by 64. John Z and Crazy Pix, I don't know if they're on. Yeah, John Z's on here. I won't like go into anything with about like their names specifically right now. I'm just mentioning that in case they want to talk about what they're doing at the end of this, because both of them are doing just things I think the community would find really cool or interesting, and it might be secret or something. So that's why it's a if you want to talk about it, you can. Let me go to the next page. I apologize. I know you're not supposed to have this much text on a slide, so this is probably a little overwhelming to look at. But the big part that I want to stress here is, aside from getting the word out about PixelMap, a huge focus for me, especially towards the end of 2021 and in 2022, is forming partnerships or working together with other, especially other creators of historical NFTs. Our community is really, like, I just really enjoy getting to know the other creators, and I think there's a lot of things that we can do to like leverage each other's communities, leverage each other's NFTs, and build things together that kind of strengthens it for everyone. And I've made a lot of progress on that. There's a thing that I've been working with several other historical NFTs on that I am not announcing yet because it's also one of those. I would say this is like 99.9% likely, but I won't share that until it's for sure. But it will be super, super cool. Like, I am very excited about it. On the marketing standpoint, I would like tomorrow I will have more of an update on this. Like, I am literally mid haggle with this company that I'm working on, basically helping us get like more infographics out there, short clips that kind of go over the history of early NFTs, that type of thing that we can share. One example is you can see like Leonidas's timeline that he shares. Like, I think that has been a huge, like that is something that lots of people can go to and find out about like the history of everything. And I think the more we have things like that, or different infographics or informational things, I think it makes it easy. Like, I see all the people in this Discord in different other Discords, and it's just like everyone's doing their own way of describing, like, this NFT came here, this is information about it. And I think just kind of making that easy to consume for the like non-hardcore people. Like, I think everyone in here, NFT Relics, Adam's Discord, like, that's like the hardcore archaeologists. Like, we all really dig into these things, and I think we need to make it really easy for just like the 2022 NFT collector type of person as well, so they can understand easily. On the scaling PixelMap as a whole, I have a front end designer that I worked with, and developer. I actually worked with him at Snapchat. We were both at Amazon right before the big thing in August with PixelMap being revived, and I reached out to him, and he's done with the projects that he's been working on January 28th, and I plan on utilizing him very heavily to get a lot done on the website quickly. My focus, like, it's very hard to do focus on everything at once, and having a professional front end dev is going to make it where I can get a lot done there quickly and be able to focus more on the tile houses as well as the like marketing, promoting, that type of thing. The Speaking of the tile rooms, for me, it's kind of a large time sink because I absolutely love doing it. But I think there's a huge potential there as well. I do have a lot of questions are actually for you, like all of you in the community, because there's so many things that we can do with it. But I want to make sure it's something like that's everything that it is good for all of us, if that makes sense. Um, the merchandise thing. So the reason I mentioned that is because so Samantha, my partner, she actually has a million really good ideas around this. I don't I don't want to share all of it yet because like it'll be very cool. All I'm saying is around like NFT NYC. Last year it was really fun, and I had like a handful of custom PixelMap T-shirts, and it was really cool handing those out. But it was like I was just like rushing through so much because so much was going on. And this year I really want and I'm planning on doing a really good job on that. Like if you're planning on being at NFT NYC, I definitely would be interested in knowing who all will be there. And I'll make sure that we have a lot of cool stuff to hand out. So I know that's not a huge deal, but it's really fun when you're there in person. So on this slide, I'm just kind of, and no one needs to do like anything in here. You've been wonderful. This is not like, this is just if you want to help pixel map things that I think all of us can kind of do. The pixel follow pixel is kind of a joke based on ape follow ape with, that's what Bored Ape Yacht Club kind of does, where they each follow each other. All of the things I have mentioned here, we all generally do already. And this slide is kind of more of like a thank you to everyone. I've seen so many people in here like just tweeting or sharing information or being helpful, or like even when someone has a problem setting an image on their tile, like I'll see that at like 2 a.m. and I'll get ready to type something and I'll see someone will post like exactly what's wrong and help them out. And I just want to say thank you to everyone on that. I also want to encourage, definitely set an image on your tile when gas is low. I really think that's the biggest thing that we can do right now in terms of, other than getting the word out, is it makes PixelMap look way cooler. Like, if you look at what PixelMap looked like in 2016 versus now, 99% of the coolness is seeing all of the new tiles. Like, it's just really, really awesome seeing that. And even like selfishly, if you end up wanting to sell your tile someday, that is also something that, from what I've seen, consistently increases the value. So I think it's a way that we can all kind of win by doing that. Right now is a terrible time. It looks like gas is at 215. But yeah, definitely when gas is low, like around 50 or so, you should be able to do it pretty cheaply. And another thing to think about is because we use compression, the fewer colors you use, the cheaper. If everyone sets it to a black tile or like a solid color, then I hate you. But that would be the cheapest. So keep that in mind. And the other part of that too is just another thank you to everyone in this Discord, because I do feel like it's a unique group. Everyone here has been really, really nice to each other. I remember like when the Discord very first started, it was so crazy. And now it's like, I legitimately think I know or have had conversations with just about everyone in here. And just want to say thanks for being just patient with everything and very supportive. It is surprisingly a lot of work to run an NFT project. So I definitely could not do it without everyone here helping. The slide deck, the questions that I have, and like I'm not saying to answer it here on voice, like I'll put like a little poll. It is a couple that I think are a big deal that I don't want to make the decision myself, because they're things that are kind of like it affects all of us. One is, and this is more around the tile houses themselves. Like one thing to keep in mind, I am very aware that the value of PixelMap comes from it being in 2016 and being one of the originals. So like I'm never going to change, and I really can't even if I want to, which is cool about being on chain. I'm not going to change the purpose or goal or like anything like that of PixelMap. The tile houses where you can go inside of them, that's kind of the way that I can expand it and build like a 2D metaverse and make like really cool new things for all of us. And that's the part where I want to get feedback, because there's different things like one would just be art style. Like right now it literally looks just like Zelda because I'm using Zelda's tile set, and that is purely temporary. That was supposed to last all of 1 hour. Unfortunately or fortunately, like thousands of new people flooded in, so I still have not gotten a chance to fix that. But the part that I want to that I'll be asking everyone on a poll essentially is that there's several different art styles, like 2D for sure. I literally can't code 3D, so it is 2D regardless. But like Stardew Valley has a really neat look. Zelda, A Link to the Past has a really neat style. I also have the style that we were starting to do with the houses. And I'll put screenshots of all three. And if we pick, like say we pick the Zelda-ish style, it still cannot be the Zelda tile set, obviously. But what I'm saying is I would make the art look in that style-ish, if that makes sense. And I do have Bagresh is a part-time artist that I've hired, and he's done amazing work. So I think we can really do whatever we want there. The same thing for like the sprites in terms of like what you look like wandering around. The other two questions that and again, this is like I'll post them in the channel so we can discuss them. But one is when you enter the tile, I have the ability to do like Easter eggs or make unique things for different tiles. One example would be like the Sator squares. Like if that gets filled out, I could have when you enter it, there's something unique about it. Like it looks weird because it's part of that set. And I can do lots of Easter eggs and things like that, which I think would make it far more interesting. But I don't know that it's the right decision, and that's why I want to ask everyone, because I also don't want to make it where people feel like, oh, I bought this tile and now this one's arbitrarily different from mine, if that makes sense. The last part of that too, it kind of goes with that, is the concept of being able to walk outside of your tile house. That is obviously optional. It could be the only way to travel is basically by clicking on a tile. But the part that I've been struggling with, and I want to ask the community here, is if I do add it where you can go outside, I have two options, and someone might have a better idea. One is it's a perfect grid, just like PixelMap, and that would be super easy to do, where every house is like exactly where you would expect it. I also think that would probably be really boring as like a game wandering around. So, but that also goes back to the thing, like if I build like forests and lakes and deserts and stuff like that inside the little tile worlds, I don't want someone to be like, oh, I am in the middle of nowhere. Why did you do this to my tile? So it's really, it's about deciding like what we want to do in terms of the tile houses, which aren't like that's completely separate from the OG contract. It's really just like added on functionality for fun. But that is something that I definitely want to discuss with everyone. That is really it for this. I do have lots of other things to talk about. It's just I don't want to until they're 100%. But yeah, I thank you. And I think everyone can talk, but if not, message and I'll let you. Does anyone have any questions?
Well, I don't want to. Can you hear me? I'm in my car. So
I can. Yes.
Okay, cool. I mean, first, I just always what you're doing is beyond incredible. The additional value you're bringing to holders is just crazy. I've said it before. It is amazing. As far as that's an interesting question with the map, and I'll leave that to somebody who's better with, gaming about like, yeah, should each one just kind of connect on one giant map and then walk around? I'm not sure. For me, it's more interesting. Maybe figure out if there are ways you can connect with other people making other metaverses and make like links in some way. I think that it would be really interesting. I don't really see people doing much of it right now, and I think it's maybe something where you can form kind of relationships and partnerships with other kind of people doing metaverses, and maybe do something along that line. I'll mute myself, but just that's an idea from me.
No, that I absolutely love that idea, and the funny thing is, you're actually touching on one of the like 99% sure things. Is very close to being an announcement. I just have to make sure that everything's battened down. But I could not agree more. I think that PixelMap, just the way that it's designed, lends itself to being very easy to integrate within like a metaverse or other NFT projects. Thanks, Rico. Yeah, there was this fantastic artist that drew that squirrel. You might know that person. Anyone else have any questions? Or and type if you can't unmute. I don't even know if I have the perms right now.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Juno Crypto.
Hey, yep, I can hear you.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, I actually made a suggestion a little while back. I was wondering if you guys had thought through it at all, which was to effectively add a search feature to the tiles. You know, there's 4,000 of them almost, and it might be an additional benefit so people can quickly go through, you know, find things, I suppose. I also kind of feel like it would help be something like extremely unique and new to the blockchain, like effectively a small search engine, first one on chain.
Just to make sure, because I remember reading it, you were thinking that you could even have like tags on your tile, right?
Yes, I think that would be pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
So one thing, like immediate or like super short term, that kind of goes along that on a simpler way, is I am going to make it where like when you're just hovering over the map, like wandering with your hand, where you can see the number without having to click it, because it is super annoying, like trying to find the right tile if you're looking for a specific number. And I had a couple other suggestions too, where people were talking about even making like a kind of like you would see on like a chess set, where you have like a column and row, like a, you know what I mean, like to be able to find. And then like the search engine thing, I think that would be very easy too. The only part, not only part, is it's totally doable. It's just a matter of like when to prioritize it. But I do like the idea, and that's one thing that I thought I had it on a slide. I may have forgotten it. I did want to say that like I do read the suggestions channel very, very frequently. This like community town hall thing was actually a suggestion that John had. So I do act on the suggestions. It's just probably a little slower than most people would like, just because I don't have a full team right now. I do think as I get, especially once I have the dev I'm referring to at the end of the month, that should make it where I can focus much more on implementing a lot of those ideas. Obviously, I won't get all of them, but the ones that they're like low-hanging fruit, and there's a lot like that I see in there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you got to that one or not, but I thought it would be pretty cool, like the first on-chain search engine. Pretty dope.
Yeah, it would be.
Appreciate everything, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for everything, too. You've been super helpful. Anyone else have anything?
Hey Ken, it's Andrew, the Bearcat, basically.
Oh, it's Bearcat. Yeah. I was reading it like B3ARK. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I really like the idea that someone posted today, actually, in the Discord, in the main chat, that's about, I don't know how possible it is, but to embed the entire map, like so it can be embedded into a web page or something like that, maybe. And even what you mentioned yesterday in the talk you had with the NFT Relics, I think, about having the slider on top to see the map fill up over time. Because like we had said earlier, like in the Discord, that it's like people don't realize that the project is actually sold out.
A couple notes on that. One thing that I need to do a better job of is I already have like almost all of that available. I need to do more like Mooncast is a really good example, or a really good job of providing like here's the documentation of how to use our API, or like here's where you get the information on a cat, that type of thing. I actually have it right now where I have an image rendered for every single time, like every block on the blockchain where anything happened to a PixelMap tile. Like I have a totally separate image for the entire thing. So like for me to make the slider, I literally just write a little thing that changes like what block number you're looking at. It's super, super cool. The other part of that too is that same image can be embedded into anything. I think I just need to do a better job. Like, I don't think anyone even knows that those are available. So it's really more of, I just need to get documentation up, because one of the things that I really want to encourage is just people being able to build out their own things with PixelMap. The whole reason I made it back in 2016 was to make something fully decentralized. And I really want to see, like, I guess I'll pick on Crazy Pix. I don't know if you, like, do you want to talk about your idea, or is this, like, too early? Because yours is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. If they can talk. They might not be able to mute. The short version is Crazy Pix is doing a really cool idea that I think everyone will really like, that is very tied to PixelMap, but kind of adds like it. I don't know. I'll leave it in case it's a secret. Hey, John.
I was trying to turn on my microphone all the time. Sorry.
Hi guys, can you actually hear me now?
We can. Yep.
Okay, sorry, still struggling a bit with my mic. Yeah, Ken, I think it would be better maybe waiting for like a week or so before telling out too much, and then I cannot deliver. So let's just wait with the news for like a week.
Perfect. Yeah. Just know that Crazy Pix has a super cool idea. So we'll announce that when you're ready. But yeah, Go ahead, sorry.
Just saying, like, stay excited for news.
Yes, yeah. And that's the kind of thing where it's like, I do have all the code open source for PixelMap. You can see anything there. You can, like, even if someone wanted to spin up like a totally separate front end, it would still render all the same tiles, same images, same everything. And this is not one of those things where, like, to me, when I built it, when you buy a tile and you own it, that is your tile. Like, there's no like licensing, or like you're not stealing from PixelMap by making something with PixelMap. So I just want to encourage everyone, if you want to build on or build your own thing with it, to me that is super cool. Like, I am completely down with that. Anyone else have anything? I don't want to keep everyone for no reason. Just John, did you have something?
One thing, Ken, I think that would help us, like especially when we're shilling the project in general, wherever, is something similar to like what crypto cards have. So like just a resources channel inside the Discord, with some pre-made infographics that you can use straight away. So like in the highlights of the project, so we can just immediately just like share those, and it can be anyone in the community can access that.
So that I completely agree, and it's funny because the moment I saw that in their Discord, that was literally the moment I started reaching out to the company I'm talking about with the infographics, animations, and everything. Because I could not agree more. I see what they have, I see what Mooncats have, I see lots of yes. The short version is it needs to be very easy for people to share like what this thing is, especially like for us with PixelMap, it is unique in terms of like most NFTs that you see, they're not like they're static. You can't change what they look like. They don't have you know what I mean? Like, it's not all of them. There are some that are very unique, but that's one of those things where it just makes PixelMap slightly more complex, but where it has like its own kind of utility, and being able to convey like what that is very easily. So yeah, I guess the short version is I completely agree with you, and I should have something fairly soon on that, hopefully. John, did you have something Just want to make sure.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Do you hear me well?
Yep.
Cool. Well, you were talking about our secret project, I think. So, I think you'll make an announcement, and let's keep it secret. So maybe we will make an announcement on the PixelMap rediscovery anniversary, which will be, I think, 22nd of January. So it's like a half a year after the rediscovery. So maybe it's a good idea to make an announcement of this day if the project, let's say, will be ready by this date.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll do that, and thank you for giving me the idea to host this. I'll definitely do more of these unless everyone finds it super boring. I can always just share out like information too. Anyone can always ping me in the Discord. I guess I'll do like since I'll be living in the Discord anyway the rest of the day. Is there anyone have one more question?
Actually, I have a number of questions and
Oh yeah, go for it.
suggestions and some things to discuss. Well, talking about the community call, I think we should make it like every month or every 2 months or every 3 months, but like on a regular basis. Because I think, first of all, the community call is not just like we gather together and talk to each other, but this is also a way of to promote PixelMap, and I think we can make community calls on Twitter as well, so as many people as possible can join us and maybe share their ideas and get involved into the community and so on. So in my point of view, community calls is one of the ways of marketing for PixelMap. And you were, yeah, I have some notes actually, and you were talking about Easter eggs, and I think we should have some Easter eggs on the PixelMap. I mean, for example, on the background, if you click to some area to have something special there. And the other thing is the community and marketing is really important now, because we need to let the pixels be redistributed as much as it is possible, because we can see that many people really want to sell their tiles, and as much marketing we could make, well, this will be very beneficial for the PixelMap, and many people will be able to sell their tiles, and the distribution process will be a bit faster with some good shilling and with some marketing. And also, I think we should incentivize the images on the tiles as well, because well, the more tiles we have, better PixelMap looks. So I think they should be incentivized as well. Maybe not. I don't know how, but maybe with I don't know. Some ideas are really very welcome here. How should we incentivize this process and make people set images on their tiles? Because right now, of course, comparing to 2016, it's much better, but we still have room for improvement, and more tiles should have an image. I also have a suggestion that I've already made, actually. The soundtrack for PixelMap should be great, I think, because in my in my opinion, people should have some kind of emotional contact with the website, emotionally attached to it, and maybe there should be a soundtrack for the website. They can turn it on, turn it off, study tiles, click on the links on the tiles, etc. And maybe some customizable soundtrack for each house would be great as well. The other thing I wanted to tell is, actually, I've had a question to you, Cam. What is your vision? How do you see PixelMap like in 2 years? What it will be? Will it be like a metaverse or like a game, or or anything else?
So that is a really good question. For me, the biggest thing again for PixelMap is it being from 2016 and it being like one of the like at the very beginning of NFTs essentially. So I think no matter if you see it 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and so on, that is the number one thing. And no matter what, I'm not going to change that part of it. I think that matters the most. The other part of that, though, like if we're looking at the actual like going into the tile rooms and being able to wander around in a little metaverse, for me, I see that as basically like a fun thing that we have on the side that I see becoming almost like if you played like I guess if I'm trying to picture it, I picture like Animal Crossing or something similar, or Stardew minus the farming, something where it's not like it's not that there's no goal. It's more like you can decorate with like things that you've collected. Like if you've played one of those games, you kind of know what I mean, where you're finding like these cool things and displaying them. And the things that we are finding are other NFTs and being able to display those. But I also have things I want to do where like each tile house is like your little house on the blockchain. And it would be super easy to do things like you have a little mailbox and you can send other tile owners like mail. I doubt a ton of people would use it necessarily, but like little things like that, or where you can look up like in a little book the history of who has owned your tile or like what was on it in the past, or just like little things like that to make it where it's a very interactive experience. I do like what you're saying about like adding music or something. I know for at least the tile houses for sure I want to do that. I know like when I go to the CryptoCats website, for example, it's just a very relaxing experience. It's just like a calming, like, yes, the music helps quite a bit. The funny thing on the shilling thing, like whenever I hear the word shill, I actually like I had this like weird negative reaction like in my mind, because I almost picture that as like you're spamming for like a rug project or something. I know that's not what you're saying. That's my connotation with shilling. I think the thing that makes it really easy for us is I almost feel like what PixelMap is doing, or like what we do to get the word out, is literally like we're just telling the history of NFTs. Like it's not like we're saying, hey, join this Discord, and if you're the 101st you get blah, and like you know what I mean. Like it's not it's not quite the same. I completely agree with you, and nothing you said was incorrect. I'm just like the shilling word I have like a strong allergy to, which is weird.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
No.
Like,
That is purely me.
Shilling or like benign shilling.
Classy shilling.
Like
Yeah.
spreading the word, or like help more people to be involved into the PixelMap. So we will as well like help people to redistribute their tiles to have more sales, because to help the overall like the capitalization, let's say, grow. We still need more sales, and without some stable, let's say, shilling or promoting PixelMap, we won't be able to do this. Yeah, sorry for interrupting you.
No, I completely agree, and I think the biggest thing for us is, like you said, it's purely the more the word is out, the better for everyone. And I think part of that too is going back to what you said with setting images on the tiles. I think that helps tremendously as well. But yeah, I agree with everything that you're saying.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
Oh, because that was a good idea about well, how do you, or a good talking point about how to incentivize people to put images on the tiles. Maybe, I mean, one idea is just you can't access the kind of room and metaverse connection.
Oh my God.
Unless you had a image on the tile. Just an idea.
I really like that idea. I don't that yeah, that's a great idea, because it's not like yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I suggest another idea.
Yep.
This is haven't talked yet, but this might be a controversial one. I realize PixelMap as a project is this like rectangle of tiles that have a numeral associated with them that designates the space on the map. But I feel like something that was cool about like the 18 by 18 time capsules was that all the tiles were like kind of bunched up together, and there weren't any empty spaces. So providing a view on the PixelMap.io website that completely didn't show any empty tiles. Maybe a sort of banner thing that was dynamic and like scrolled kind of like a banner on a New York Times stock exchange or something like that just had tiles flying in and out. That might work as an incentive to get people.
No, that's a really cool idea. I also need to make this would be very easy too. I really need to get a bot set up so that when someone updates their tile, like it notifies Discord or something. Like it would just be cool to be able to see those very easily too. But yeah, that would also make making the time capsules easier for me. I like that idea.
And Bearcat again. Something else maybe that could incentivize actually some decent images on the tiles could be like using the poems, and could be like maybe tile of the like tile of the month or something like that, where like the community can vote between like their favorite images on the tile, or maybe if not every month, maybe like kind of a quarterly thing, so it's not like too close in terms of a time frame.
I agree. I think that would be cool. And speaking of, I definitely need to do some more contests again. That was really fun. The only thing I have to figure out is like if I do like the favorite tile or like something where it's like that, I do need to make it where the voting, like almost where you could use like your tile, like if you look at Adele, how that is voting, where like the tiles that you own would be your votes. Because the problem that I have is like, say your tile's a Bored Ape, and then you summon all of your Bored Ape friends, like you'll win even if your tile isn't the coolest. Not saying like a Bored Ape isn't cool, but like I just need to fix that from a technical standpoint. But yeah, I love that idea. I'll do one more question if anyone has any, and then I'll be on the Discord for like live.
I think I have one more. I think you should, or we should come up to a decision. What is the core vision of PixelMap? What it is? How should it be promoted? Is it like a billboard, or is it, for me, it could be like an NFT front page where you can display your NFTs or anything else. What I'm trying to say that it should be, in my opinion, like a solid idea that could be used in marketing and promotion, like Bored Apes Yacht Club is like, I don't know, a closed, super expensive club for people, I don't know, would have a Microsoft is a software company that improves people's lives. I don't know. So what is PixelMap and what is the core idea of PixelMap, the core philosophy of PixelMap, and what it could bring, how it could improve something, I don't know, NFT, apes, lives, I don't know, whatever. So some core philosophy, some core idea of PixelMap that could be helpful in promotion, in marketing.
I need to get like a professional marketing person to help me with that, but the short like unmarketing answer for me, or like when I'm working on it, and the way that I see it is almost like it's your home on the blockchain. And that's why, that's kind of like where the tile houses idea came from, and that's also why like the seasons change, there's day night, and why like you're able to decorate your home, like that's what your tile is, and then you can decorate inside with your whatever you'd like. I'm trying to like, I'm not saying that is the official marketing of PixelMap, because I really need to think that through, but that is that's how I always look at it, like in my mind, is it's like your digital home, if that makes sense. It's a very small one, but that, yeah, does that make sense? It might just be me that pictures it that way.
And I think like what needs to become is essentially like your brand identity guidelines, so that even like when you're opening up integrations and you're letting people build on top of PixelMap, then they actually know, they can know our ethos, I mean your ethos, but as well like even kind of their own, the ownership license of like what a tile, what you actually own of the tile as well. I was listening to a talk today of overpriced JPEGs. And there was a guy from Disney explaining this, that like down the line, like it becomes quite important then to define what people are actually owning from a project, and like the base map that you can give out to people to build your lore on then as well.
That makes sense. What I'll do then for that, because that's absolutely something that I need to like get everything together for it. I agree. Like we should have a kind of like I've seen with some of the other projects, where you have like, this is what the branding looks like if you want to make something like fit in with that same style, as well as like all the other things you're talking about. And for me, like without going into like technical detail, like to me, your tile is your tile. Like you own 1000% of your like literally anything that has to do with it to me is the person that owns it. But I'll work on getting that documented out, as well as like the branding stuff, and do that for like the next town hall. And to John's point, I think I will do this. I would say probably at least monthly. Like there's a lot that happens over a month-long period, so I would think at least monthly, unless it makes everyone super bored. But I will. I still feel bad when I do the everyone thing, but I will definitely do more of these and keep everyone posted. Perfect. Well, I think that's it. Adam, were you going to say something?
No, I don't want to keep everybody, but really great points here today. I actually like that, just the last whoever was saying that about just solidifying, like in one sentence, coming up with like your core, what you are, which I like tiny homes on the blockchain. Now that
tiny homes,
but,
yes,
you know,
they're very eco-friendly.
Tiny homes. But like whatever it is, and it's true. To be able to tell somebody in one sentence what you are is really important, and yeah, I 100% agree with that, and it's not easy to do. It's really hard to do. I mean, we all kind of intuitively feel what PixelMap is, but what your larger vision is, and how to solidify that in a sentence is challenging, for sure. But I love, man, there's so many good things you're working on. I really appreciate that you're going to hire somebody to help do like videos and that sort of stuff, because that stuff is really important. And so, yeah, just support it. And I love where this is going. It's fantastic. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And thanks for hopping on, Adam. I know you're like super busy. So, and thank you, everyone else. I know everyone else is too. And it was really nice talking to everyone.
Same here. Thanks, dude.
See you, everyone.